Our sun erupted with another X-class flare, this time Earth-facing. So what does this mean for us? Because we also have a conjunction of Mars and Jupiter today. That's adding to the intensity of all of this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, my Instagram, my YouTube, my TikTok. They are all available in the link in my bio. And make sure you're interacting with this video in any sort of way, so you can like it, share it, repost it, comment on it, save it, whatever it needs to be. If you want me on your For You page, go ahead and do it. Solar activity reached high levels as an X1.1 solar flare sent us into a type 2 and a type 4 radio blackout. It was about 516 kilometers per second, very slow. It was a full halo CME. This high potency X-class flare is going to arrive late on the 18th of August, early on the 19th, as we see that full halo CME stretch across, bringing a lot of density, not so much velocity here. We will see an uptick and a slight enhancement of our solar winds as our northern latitude corona hole is expected to become geo-effective around the 16th. This is going to enhance this storm condition. Due to this solar flare, we may reach into those G1, G2, possibly strong G3 geomagnetic storm levels. The region 3784 continues to be very potent, and yet again it's Earth facing the corona hole right on top of it. So this is going to push in those plasma streams. It's going to make a connection, and it's going to be a lot of energy here in the next coming of days. You will feel a buildup of this. This is where that corona hole is located. Now it's the northern latitude corona hole. It's expected to become geo-effective here around the 16th of August, and this is going to have a slight enhancement with the solar winds prior to this X flare coming in, and it will push a lot of that plasma in a lot quicker than anticipated. So we got to watch out for the X-class flare here, and we got to analyze a little bit more of this data. Here's our 3-day geomagnetic forecast. Now we were reaching into those minor G1 levels yesterday. It decreased into KP 0 to 2, so very quiet levels before another increase into KP 3 and then active KP 4 levels here. And today we may have some residual effects from the CME activity, but you're going to see it slow down here on the 15th. The 16th, it's going to be a little slower before the uptick of the X-class solar flare. So we had quite a fluctuation with that very severe geomagnetic storm that we just came out of. It looks like we're in a little bit of a lull here before it goes right back into those levels. Currently, we are at 421.5 kilometers per second. So it is very low solar winds right now, not too much picking up. We're kind of just at nominal levels. Same with our density. Our density has climbed down. We are now at a 4. Now the region that gave us that X-class solar flare is this region right here. This is 3784. Let's take a look at this region. This region is responsible for most of the solar activity on our sun. 3784 is highly magnetically complex right now. Its delta configuration is even growing. Actually, it's growing overall in size at all. It has went down in the number of sunspots because it keeps producing a lot of solar flares. We're getting C's, we're getting M's, and we're getting the X-class flare from here. 10% proton level from here, so we have a chance of slipping into those S1 solar radiation storms due to this area. It's also another 10% for another X-class flare, and you can see why, especially as these grow in size and in the magnetic configuration of it. This is the X-class flare that it produced, and we're just going to wait for the storm to come in. Let's look at one other sunspot region on our sun. We are going to take a look at this 3780. This is the largest sunspot region that we have. This is that 3780 sunspot region. As it heads off of the western limb of our sun, it is still producing a lot of activity. It has dramatically went down in size as it rotates off. Also, it has dropped some sunspots on it, still keeping a delta configuration, making it still magnetically complex. Now, look at our X-class flare percentage. We do have a percentage of having one from here. Also, a 5% of having proton levels come from a solar flare from here, there. Also, increasing the chance of having a solar radiation storm. This area remains the largest sunspot region that we have on the sun, and it has gained additional spots in its leader. I also just want to point out some of these angel numbers that we have from our Space Weather Live. We have a 444 here. We also have an X111, another angel number. So there's a lot going on with the sun right now. Even though we just slipped in, we're kind of nominal levels. This is kind of like the little void before another storm comes about. But we have some larger energies that are playing with us today, and that is the Mars and Jupiter conjunction. Mars, the planet of action. Mars, the planet of desire, the planet of passion. And Jupiter being the planet of abundance, of good fortune, of prosperity. And don't forget, we have Mercury that is retrograding back into Leo energy. But the good thing about today is our moon is in Sagittarius. What does this mean? It's meaning that it's going to give us the best chance of staying positive today. We need to stay positive. Do not give in to those triggers. It will pull you down to all of the darker emotions. It will constrain you. Instead, we're going to focus on better aspects of our life, more positive and uplifting and optimistic types. But remember, you need to stay cautious and tread carefully, because that anger and that frustration is really going to try to grab at you, okay? It wants to take you and drag you into those darker depths. It does not want you to evolve. So just be cautious of that and try to remain optimistic with this moon Sagittarius energy. But let's talk about the Mars-Jupiter conjunction, because this is a long-term positive shift. But this conjunction is going to be a little bit different. It is going to be able to create a lot of tension and a lot of conflicts. But this is like the breakdown before like the breakthrough. And of course, Mars is aggressively pushing us onto the new path. Mars and Jupiter are pushing us to go past these fears, to face them head on. And they are also trying to help us manifest all of the desires that we want. There's going to be barriers in front of you, but it's also going to turn into these opportunities for success. And with that, it's going to bring yet again that optimism. It's going to bring a lot of expansion. It's going to bring a lot of good luck your way. It's imperative to listen to your intuition today, because you need to pay attention to synchronicities around you, whether it be angel numbers, whether it be animals, whether it be your vivid dreams, deja vu, whether it be encounters. The universe is working with you and in your favor at this time. So basically, make a wish. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling with the Mars-Jupiter conjunction. And did you feel the X-class flare last night? How did you sleep? I'm Sarah Starr, and this is your space weather forecast for the day. Love ya.